Global oil prices have spiked past $119 a barrel. In Zimbabwe, the cost of fuel recently crossed $2 a liter for the first time. The International Energy Agency is now recommending emergency measures, working from home, using public transport, and lowering highway speed limits to ration what fuel is left. These immediate economic shocks are the direct result of the 21-day war between the US, Israel, and Iran, a conflict that has violently spilled over its regional borders. This targeted military campaign has morphed into a global economic hostage situation, directly impacting daily life thousands of miles from the front lines. The global grid began to break when Israel launched a direct military strike on Iran's South Pars gas field. Tehran responded by declaring a policy of zero restraint. They announced they would no longer avoid targeting civilian energy infrastructure. This move marks the end of a decades-long unwritten rule, leaving critical energy hubs out of the crossfire. The red lines of Middle Eastern warfare have been erased. We have entered a stage of unchecked infrastructure war. This map shows the rapid expansion of Iran's retaliation. After the strike on South Pars, Tehran began hitting energy facilities in allied Gulf states, including Qatar, Kuwait, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia. The most devastating blow hit Qatar's Ras Laffan facility. This massive site represents the high vulnerability of the region's concentrated energy infrastructure. That single strike knocked out 17% of Qatar's output for up to 5 years. Qatar supplies a full 20% of the world's liquefied natural gas, or LNG, which is natural gas cooled to liquid form for global shipping. The strategy continued overnight with drone strikes on Kuwait's Mina Al Amadi oil refinery, causing fires that forced several units to shut down. Iran is systematically dismantling the allied energy grid. By weaponizing its geographic proximity to these sites, Tehran has turned the region's infrastructure against the global economy. This data visualization tracks a 95% plunge in daily traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway serving as the primary exit for Gulf oil. By utilizing its control over this bottleneck, Iran is effectively throttling global supply chains. In response, the U.S. is considering an aggressive counter-escalation, a total blockade or occupation of Iran's isolated Karg Island. Karg Island is the primary target because it processes nearly 90% of Iran's crude oil exports. To support these operations, the U.S. has expanded its military footprint. B-52 bombers are now flying missions out of UK Royal Air Force bases, leading Tehran to issue direct threats against British soil. The war has escalated into a high-stakes battle for the primary arteries of global commerce, moving far beyond the initial dispute over nuclear capabilities. While global markets focus on energy prices, a human crisis is unfolding during Nowruz. Nowruz is the Persian New Year festival, marking the start of spring, usually celebrated with a traditional Hafsin table. Since the fighting began, the human cost inside Iran has mounted. Over 1,400 civilians have been killed, with another 18,000 injured. On top of the physical casualties, the population has been forced into 21 days of total digital darkness as the state maintains a record-breaking internet blackout. While the international community tracks economic shockwaves, millions remain trapped inside a heavily censored humanitarian crisis. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claims that Iran's military is being decimated and its ability to manufacture missiles has been destroyed. But the situation on the ground remains volatile. Iran's retaliatory systems are successfully launching multi-front strikes that reach population centers like Jerusalem. Rebuilding the targeted energy infrastructure will take years, in some cases up to half a decade. Even if a ceasefire is signed today, the weaponization of the Middle Eastern energy grid has permanently altered the global economy. The shockwaves of this 21-day war will be felt for years to come.